Hooray! It's time to start our exercises. So, we are going to go take a look at, what's this? They're pictures. Here we have Chelsea, and in front of Chelsea is a book. Whose book do you think this is? It's probably Chelsea's book. So we can say the book belongs to Chelsea. The book belongs to Chelsea. It is her book. How about here? Who do we see on this side? It's Eleanor. And Eleanor has a book too. Whose book do you think it is? Well, she's got it opened and her name is probably on the front, so it's probably Eleanor's book. The book belongs to Eleanor. It belongs to Eleanor. But what about these markers here? Do you think these markers are hers? Do they belong to Eleanor? Probably not. In fact, these markers belong to me. The markers don't. The markers do not belong to Eleanor's. They are not Eleanor's. They don't belong to Eleanor. But the book belongs to Chelsea, and this book belongs to Eleanor. It is theirs. So when we use the word belong, it shows that they have it. It belongs to them. It is theirs. Now, we are going to look all the way over here, and it says, on page 4, it says, which continent does Korea belong to? Which continent does Korea belong to? Where does Korea belong? Well, we know that answer. It says, it blank to Asia. It blank to Asia. Will we say it into Asia? Nope. We will say it belongs. It belongs to Asia. So easy. Now, how about number 2? Which continent does Brazil belong to? Which continent does Brazil belong to? Remember I told you earlier, Brazil belongs to what continent? Right here, South America. South America. So what will our sentence say? It belongs to South America. It belongs to South America. Good job. Now, if you think you can do the rest of these by yourself, I want you to try. But if you want help, we can do it together. So if you want to try it by yourself, you can pause the video or stop it right now and come back to the end and check later. Okay, now, number 3, if you're still with me, it says, which continent does France belong to? Which continent does France belong to? And we know the answer to that. It, what to Europe? It, belongs. It belongs to Europe. Now, number 4 says, which continent does New Zealand? New Zealand belong to? We've never seen New Zealand before, but I'll tell you what, it's one of those little red islands that belong with Australia. So, what will we say? It blank blank Australia. Oh no, there's 2 blanks this time. So we know it belongs. It belongs Australia? Nope. It belongs to Australia. It belongs to Australia. Now, number 5 says, which continent does South Africa belong to? Which continent does South Africa belong to? There's a pretty big hint there, Africa. So if it's South Africa, it must belong to Africa. That was really easy, wasn't it? So we'll say it belongs to Africa. Now, number 6 asks, which continent does Canada belong to? Remember where Mr. James is from? He's from Canada. Now, it says, which continent does Canada belong to? And everyone knows it's in North America. So we'll say, it belongs to North America. Really easy, right? Well, if you did it on your own and you checked and you're all right, congratulations. Now, we'll go on to page But before we do, what are all of these? They are question marks. And what is a question mark for? Well, when you're writing or when you're reading, it shows that someone is asking a question. They want to know something. That's what we use question marks for. Now here is Stephanie. And Stephanie, well, it says, yes, Stephanie has a pencil. Yes, Stephanie has a pencil. Is this a question? Yes, Stephanie has a pencil? Well, there's a period at the end, so it's not a question mark, so it can't be a question. And it begins with yes. When do you use the word yes? You use the word yes when you give an answer. So here we see, yes, Stephanie has a pencil. But if this is an answer, what do we need before that? We need a question. What question can we ask to get this answer? Yes, Stephanie has a pencil. Well, we want to know what she has, or if she has it. So the question would be, does Stephanie have a pencil? Does Stephanie have a pencil? And the answer is yes, she does. What's this up here? It's a mask. So we could say, yes, Stephanie has a mask. Have you already figured out what the question would be? It would be, does. Does Stephanie have a mask? Okay, now are you ready to do our exercises? Look here on page 5, and our example says, Korea belongs to Asia. Period. Here is our answer. Korea belongs to Asia. Period. So, what's the question we need to ask to get this answer? Beside the red arrow, we write, does. Does Korea belong to Asia? Does Korea belong to Asia? And the answer is, Korea belongs to Asia. Then, number 1. China belongs to Asia. So our question needs to be, blank, China belong to Asia? What question will we ask? How China? What China? Who China? Where China? Nope. We know, because we want the answer to be, that's where it belongs, we want to say, does. Does China belong to Asia? Now, number 2, England. England belongs to Europe. Did you know England belongs to Europe? Well, if you didn't, now you do. England belongs to Europe. Let's take a look here. Blank England belong to Europe? What's this question going to ask? Blank England belong to Europe? And the answer is, does. Does England belong to Europe? Pretty easy stuff, right? So, if you think you can do it on your own, again, just pause the video and check after. Okay, if we're continuing, are you ready? Here we go. Number 3. Egypt belongs to Africa. Blank, Egypt belonged to Africa. Blank, Egypt belonged to Africa. What's the word we use here? It's does. Does Egypt belong to Africa? Now, number 4. Here's a big word. We have AFGHANISTAN. So how do we read this? Well, we have to make the sounds. A and F together makes af, af. And then GH, do we say guh? Nope. G and H, when they're together, H makes no sound, so we just say g. Af, g. Af, g. And then AN, af, g, an. Afghan, is, tan. Afghan, is, tan. Afghanistan. Afghanistan belongs to Asia. So, here we go. Blank Afghanistan belonged to Asia. Now, just because this is such a big word, does our question change? Nope, it doesn't. It still does. Does Afghanistan belong to Asia? Yes, Afghanistan belongs to Asia. Now, here we go. Number 5. It says, Here's another funny word. It says Thailand. Nope. In this case, TH just makes t sound. So it's I land. Thailand. Thailand belongs to Asia. So our question asks, blank blank belong to Asia? Well, there's Asia, and we know does goes at the beginning. What could possibly go here? Oh, does what belong to Asia? Are we talking about China? We know China belongs to Asia. But it's telling us Thailand. So our question has to ask, does Thailand belong to Asia? Okay, here's number 6. It's our last one for this video, so I want you to try by yourself. Can you read it? Did you read it? Let's read it together. Brazil belongs to South America. Brazil belongs to South America. What do you think will go in these blanks? Are you going to try on your own? I'll give you a couple seconds to try. Blank blank belong to South America. Are you done? Well, let's take a look. It should say, does Brazil belong to South America? Okay, we're all done for this video. Next time, we'll do the exercises for day 2. So, see you soon.